Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to another stream. I hope you're having a magnificent Monday. We are going to get into some more Ace Attorney investigations, and I'm going to finish the last little bit of the top of my enclosure. Give you a little gander. I had to make a few adjustments on the first layer here, so certain spots look a little rough, but I think I finally got my Z-hop, or not my Z-hop, my Z-offset dialed in. So it's looking good. Just got that first layer going. And we got these bad boys. We got 3 of them. 3 out of 4. So once this finish, the price of Prince, indeed. But once this finishes, we'll be rocking and rolling. And I'll be able to assemble the top and move on to the quicker parts. Because this is definitely going to be the hardest part to print. And I got my shit dialed in now, so I'm feeling good about it. That Z offset was a real motherfucker. Because, like, printers are kind of one of those things where you, like, you pull on one thread and then a million other things get messed up, you know? So I was spending most of my weekend tuning this. And then between prints, I would do a little bit of adjustment based on how that print went. And that's kind of the cool thing about this roof is that, like, it's going to show the progress of me dialing this in a very subtle way. So I'm stoked about that. And the Prince of Prince. I thought that said Price of Prince the first time. I misread that. That's funny. But yeah, let's boot up this game here. And then... yeah, we'll peek back in on this in a little bit. Let's see. Do I have the right one? Yes. Okay. So it should grab this. Perfect. Alrighty. Right. Okay. It's coming back to me. I remember where we left off. I'll be honest. My brain has had nothing but 3D printing on it for the majority of this weekend. Even my poor girlfriend had to put up with me tinkering with this damn thing while we were playing Nancy Drew. God bless her. March 13th, 2:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. Looks like we got the boot again. With Lance safe, the focus on the investigation will shift solely onto the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers? Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy! Oh, this guy, yes. Tell me it's true. Tell me that you've really found my boy. Yes, Mr. Amano, we found him earlier in the stadium. And my little Lance is unhurt. He's not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang. Poor Lance, it must have been so horrible for him. Locked up in a... Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough. It was nothing. I'm still in shock over what happened with Oliver. But I have to say, I'm relieved that Lance is all right. Oh, that's right. I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him. Those ears on Ernest, yeah, for real, he got them Buddha ears. But just without the heavy-ass gold earrings to drag him down. I kind of got Buddha ears a little bit myself, but I stretched mine on purpose. A letter? Interesting. The way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know. I almost can't believe he received yet another love letter, you know. Here, take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? And it's a very simple love letter. It's a very creepy love letter. Oh? Hey, let me see. That's really weird. It's from a loan company. Tender Lender. Looks more like a collection bill to me. Hey, we know Tender Lender. I'll take it. It's Viola. Yeah, exactly. 3-3, right. The fake Phoenix. Jotted down in my organizer. Beautiful. Alright, do we have anything to present to him? Maybe this? Ho ho! That looks to be something with quite a bit of value. Oh, okay, so he's got nothing to say about that. Okay. Thanks, but knowledge isn't what's going to make me a winner here. It's information. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna get much out of you. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Oh, this is 12-1. No, you can't give up, Lauren. Just one more try. Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a bit sorry for all the flowers you've gone through. I suppose if they were me, then... I believe you said that you were Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct? Yes, I am, but... Oh, it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends either. I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring. It tastes so sweet when you lick it. Oh, it's so wonderful. You mean to tell me he gave you a lollipop ring? So which is it? Have you guys decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided? Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? Nah, bro, you got a DTR. My father used to work for Mr. Romano. So, Lance and I grew up together. I said that out loud. I don't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of the Amano Group. What did he do? I heard his job was to fly around the world on Pegasus. Pegasus? Like, what? That can't be the flying horse. That make no damn sense. Pegasus? Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. That makes sense. The airplane belonged to the company. You had me there for a second. I believe the pun name for Lance Amano is Lost Man, and yes, Pegasus is the flying horse. Right, but not literally the flying horse. I was like, hold up, how much money this dude got? He making his own flying horses? That would be sick. Where was I? Okay, so Lance Amano is Lost Man. I can kind of see that. Yeah. That one's a little bit of a stretch, but I can see where they're getting with that. But now, it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. You'd have to kill Medusa first to get a Pegasus. Yeah, and frankly, Medusa don't deserve that. You know, she deserves to be left the fuck alone. Like all women, frankly. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode in Pegasus off to somewhere and never returned. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like the stuff legends are made of. It's been so long, I don't think I'd recognize him if we were to ever meet again. I'm so sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live. She's so funny. About this incident. Incident? But isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incident. How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped? Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. Oh, right, because one of the kidnappers was a woman. Could it be? Interesting. You based everything on that. I know everything when it comes to my Lance. It's really strange. It really must be destiny. Ugh. She started fantasizing again. So, what are you gonna do now, Mr. Edgeworth? We already established that there's a good chance that the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. Maybe the isolation room? Okay, let me think. It's been a minute since we played. Okay, so the isolation room is the room next to where we were held hostage, right? The crime scene is where the murder happened. I don't think that's it, because we were just there. Okay. We were just there, so I don't think that's it. And the kidnapper's hideout. Where is that? I don't remember where the kidnappers... Oh, wait. Kidnap, turnabout, yes. Oh, yeah. So I don't know where the hideout is. But I feel like it's the isolation room or the hideout. And because I don't know where the hideout is, I think I'm going to go with that. Because maybe we'll get some more information. The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. But we're still not allowed in, remember? Agent Lang and his men should be done with this area. In that case, there's no harm in asking that officer over there to just let us in. Which one? This one? What do you have to report? Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir. Where have I heard such redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside? Sir, roger, sir. Hell yeah. That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you not to allow me in? Sir, that's true, sir, but... Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir. Hey, Gumshoe, clutching up again. And I couldn't refuse a request from him. Wow, it looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir. What is this? The man in this picture. Oh, the man in this picture. Isn't this Mr. Oliver Deacon? But the name here says Colin Devore. Interesting. That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant, so he had a secret identity. It appears that Colin Devore was his real name. What's this? He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. What? Then what is he doing here? Apparently, he broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he was an escaped felon. Now I'm not sure what's going on anymore. Is there some sort of link between the victim's past and his current case? These police documents are rather detailed. Should I take the time to give him I should take the time to give him a thorough read-through eventually. It's fine. Let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout. Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first, think later. More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer. It was locked up until a little while ago, but since then the door's been wide open, sir.
I'm not sure I follow what you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail?
Sir, the door was locked down tight when they went to check out the room. So they got about 10 officers to help out and break down the door, sir.
I see. I guess that means I get Agent Lang's leftovers. Well, let's see what we find.
March 13th, 2:55 p.m. Kidnapper's hideout.
So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed.
While you were tied up for a while in the room next door.
True. That's true.
Kay, please. Must you bring that up again? Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity.
Hell yeah. Back at it.
Hey, there's a trapdoor in this room too.
It's not a trapdoor. It's an entrance to an underground passage, Kay.
I know that.
The door leading to the outside world was locked, so Lance must have escaped his prison through here. Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state.
Wow, whoever lined these up did it perfectly. Not even a single hair off. I feel bad using these because it'd be like stealing the perfection away.
I suspect it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away.
Watch out, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Why is this here? Are they planning to repair it?
Oops. Mayhaps. Okay. 3 cups of coffee.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Oh, and a key.
I wonder what this key is to.
You got me.
It reminds me of a key we found in the other room.
That's it. It must be the key for one of those trapdoors.
That wasn't a trapdoor. You only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it.
Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one?
I am not having this conversation with you. Cheap styrofoam cups.
Looks like only 3 cups were used.
Okay. Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers.
There are 3 chairs set around the table.
That's true.
A poster of Gatewaterland is stuck on this wall. Intrigue, fun, prestige. Gatewaterland has it all, and it's waiting for you. It's not especially catchy, is it?
Okay. Oh, wait. Was there more? Nah. Yes. Had to dial in the layer height just a smidge more, but it's good now. Now I just gotta remember to save the setting before the print finishes.
This must be where they dispose of the old and worn-out costumes.
That's so sad.
It would seem that they throw the costumes away in pieces.
Interesting. In pieces.
Ooh, they have barrels just like the ones outside.
Yes, and?
Well, I know I already asked you when we were out there, but if these were real, what would you put in them?
There's an expectant gleam in her eyes that I'm about to dash.
Lol.
This door is thoroughly broken thanks to the police who forced it open. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
What the fuck is this sword doing here? Is that what they used to barricade it?
Looks like a sword.
A broken sword.
Strange. Why would it be broken like that? Swords don't usually break on their own.
That's true.
Alright then, let's think about it in this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it for or on something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later.
I mean, you're the one who proposed the hypothetical, Edgeworth.
That doorknob handle thingy is looking pretty beat up.
I suppose that's what happens when 10 officers break their way in with brute force.
Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent.
How is that possible after what that officer told us?
Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, then the lock itself would be completely wrecked.
So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. How can that be?
I think we know.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so we got this.
The panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and wide open. Be careful where you step, Kay.
I only fell into that other opening once, you know.
Once too many, if you ask me. Alright, let's check this door.
Beyond this door.
This is where the kidnappers held you after getting the jump on you.
Must you keep reminding me?
But it's the room where I got to see your awesome face.
You didn't need to remind me of that mortifying moment either. Lol?
Oh, here we go.
Sign advertising the photo rally. Something I have absolutely no interest in.
Yeah, but I do. And I'm gonna get my hands on the rest of the Badger family. You'll see.
She definitely brings a decided different atmosphere to a criminal investigation.
Okay, let's logic. I know we got at least one figured out. Door was locked in the broken prop sword. Boop. Yes, sir.
It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine door lock and anyone can see it was not in use at the time.
But the policeman outside said that it took 10 men to get it open.
A door that was locked tight, despite it being not locked at all. It can only be because of this.
Oh, you mean...
Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. Do you see how the handle is completely destroyed?
So that's how the sword broke.
Indeed. Okay. 3 chairs, 3 cups. Yeah.
The common denominator between the cups and the folding chairs is the number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3.
Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers.
Indeed, something isn't adding up. Literally.
He got himself kidnapped, got his girlfriend in on it, and Oliver, and then killed. Oh my god! That's totally what happened, isn't it? Oh my god.
I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers. But instead, we've only uncovered more questions that need to be answered.
What the fuck? Jump scare.
What is it?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct?
What are you doing, suddenly popping out of a secret entrance like that?
This is an underground passage used by the staff members, sir. We Badgers also make use of it in our duties.
Look, why don't you get out of there first and we'll talk, okay?
I beg your pardon, miss.
Proto-Badger gets. All right, only one more to go.
What are you getting all excited about?
Did you forget? The photo rally, duh! See, look, now all I have to do is get a picture of the Bad Badger and I'm done.
Ah, yes, I vaguely recall a contest or something of that sort.
What? It's gone. But where did it go?
What happened? What's wrong?
A bad badger costume is missing, sir.
Oh, is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnappers stole it.
I heard about how they were stolen, but they said that only 3 of the costumes have been taken.
What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Mr. Proto Badger, please tell me a little bit more about these costumes you use. What did you mean by a bad badger costume is missing?
Oh, just what I said, sir. We're 1 bad badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all times.
Okay,
Okay, so because one of them is walking around in the park, the other should be in that room.
the other should be in that room.
Actually, both of them should be in that room.
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, we don't use the bad badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event at a set time each day. It's the stage show where the bad badger wreaks havoc around the park. And the other badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir.
I'm speechless that such a show exists.
Well, sir, I was just trying to explain to you the only time that we use the costume.
Then doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the bad badger?
Personally, I can't believe that it's this close to showtime and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir?
All this basically means is that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total.
Then are you saying there are 4 kidnappers?
No, I don't think that's very likely.
Oh?
Recall the costume for a minute.
The stolen ones, you mean?
What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist?
Take that!
If you had 4 people and you had wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal a pink badger costume instead?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another bad badger. I believe the culprits needed 2 bad badger costumes. But the question is why?
Okay, so why indeed?
Ba-bum-bum-bum.
This? Yeah.
The second bad badger costume. I believe it may be closer at hand than we think.
What do you mean?
That costume in the trash. Wouldn't you say that it's wearing some very telltale pants?
Hey, you're right. Let's get it out of there and take a good look.
As I suspected, it's a bad badger costume. Well,
Minus the head.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
Well, obviously that's suspicious.
Look, its hand is hurt.
And it looks more like something was ripped off of it. I wonder why this bad badger costume's right hand is torn up like that.
Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the blue badger. Good thought, maybe. I always knew the blue badger was one ferocious beast.
I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that, Kay.
Well, think again, because badgers are gangster as fuck.
There are 3 folding chairs over on this side. I can't say they were arranged nearly as nicely as their siblings to the right.
You think so? I think they're just fine, like a bunch of used chairs ought to be.
I'm beginning to think you must keep a most chaotic room.
Hey, don't slander and sigh at me all in one shot.
Lol.
Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. The ones over by the table probably came from this stack.
Okay, let me try to deduce something here real quick.
Eureka!
This is a clear contradiction of the facts.
Oh, whoops, no. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so I don't think that's the move. Let's try logic. Oh, we can't logic. Okay. You got something to say? Oh. Let's try it this way. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So, this is the room next to the one we were held prisoners in.
You know, I took a peek in here through the door from the other room.
As did I, Kay. Anyway, if this room was truly the kidnapper's hideout,
Then that means there should be some clues to their identities here, right?
I don't know if there are. However, the probability is quite high. I believe a thorough combing of this room is necessary. Kay, are you participating in that Blue Badger photo rally?
Yeah, I figure since I came all this way, I might as well. Plus, I want the prize.
The prize?
It's a handcuff-shaped notepad. Wait, or is it a notepad-shaped set of handcuffs?
Either way, they both sound incredibly useless.
Hey, you don't know that, and I'm sure I can figure out what to use it for. Whichever it is.
A notepad might be useful, but I don't see when she will ever need a set of handcuffs.
Can we present something to her?
This reminds me of a saying, till one sword breaks and one's arrows run out.
Except that we are not dealing with any arrows.
I guess not. I wonder where they went. Oh, I know. I bet it's because they already stole them.
I sincerely hope that she's kidding.
Well,
In a way, you can think of it as he stole and hid himself away.
This man was a fugitive. I imagine that was the only way he could live on the outside.
Well, people who do bad things don't deserve to be respected. The best way to live life is to follow the straight and narrow.
How ironic that I'm getting a lecture on morals from a thief.
indeed.
I guess it's a love letter? It reads kind of bittersweet.
If that was all, I'd say it was nothing more than someone's pining for Lance. However, the sender is a loan company tender lender.
And the story takes a super bitter downturn.
Alright. Come on, work with me, Kay. Let's talk to you. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know you were such a celebrity, Mr. Edgeworth.
I feel like I've met this person before. Maybe it's just my imagination. Oh no. So maybe I do need to deduce something here. Huh.
Eureka!
Okay, here we go. Here we go. I believe what we have here is an inconsistency.
Between what?
Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be.
Oh, the gun!
Precisely. The Mad Badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However... You there. Did you remove the gun from this Mad Badger's right hand?
No, I did not, sir. The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume.
As I thought. The rip itself confirms my hypothesis that the gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto Badger, the gun is, of course, not a functioning weapon, correct?
Absolutely not, sir. It's just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks, then it's a functioning weapon. What the fuck? We need to use them for the stage show.
It seems that our kidnappers also had a need for a model gun, my dear costumed friend.
Okay, just to be clear, if a gun can fire blanks, it can fire regular bullets. Blanks still discharge, like, enough to harm someone, frankly, at certain ranges, so, like, I don't buy it.
I think we're about done in this room.
So what's next?
Well, we found a few answers, but there are still a few things left that we've yet to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kay.
March 13th, 3:34 p.m., Wild Wild West area. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. You gotta hurry, sir. Come on.
What is it, Detective?
They found a Blue Badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir.
What?
Isn't that what one of the kidnappers was wearing?
Bingo. That's why you gotta come to the main gate with me right now. If we hurry, we still might be able to get there before the Wolf Boy does, sir.
All right, let's make haste to the main gate.
Save my progress.
I've been saving myself for you. Uh-oh. I've saved myself for you.
March 13th, 3:45 p.m. Gatewater Land Hotel, Land Main Gate.
Where's the costume, Detective Gumshoe?
Just on the other side of the fountain, sir.
Was it out here in the open all along?
No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it out here in order to examine more thoroughly.
Then let's get down to it. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What do we have here?
It's another pendant. That's 2 treasures in one day. How lucky is that? And hey, this pretty baby's made of platinum silver.
Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two...
Hold it right there. Yep. Hey, good looking out, Kev. Stay hydrated, folks. Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Arr. A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence.
How can you tell?
Look here and read off what you see.
Lauren? Hey, it's a name that's engraved on this.
Interesting.
I...
Aha! We have you now, Miss Kidnapper.
No, you don't understand.
Lolly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers.
Lance.
I don't buy it.
You're kidding. Miss Pops was one of the kidnappers? Yes,
I knew it.
it was me. I held Lance hostage.
So Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over.
Hey guys, case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean the special one for this young lady. Again, Mr. Prosecutor, what is it this time?
Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in a murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect.
We found it.
Found what?
That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass.
Oh my fucking god, dude. That reminds me, actually. Somebody found a cop. It happened, I think, yesterday. Like, a cop lost his gun, and it got, like, I think, like, a kid found it, and it got accidentally discharged at a mall in the area recently. Luckily, no one was hurt, but, like, holy shit. Motherfuckers really be doing that shit. Like, just losing whole-ass guns. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck indeed. Oh, hey, Pop's pun name is Lauren Pops. Lollipops. Nice, that's good. Pops can also mean poor person, which fits her character. Yeah, for sure. That's a good one. I like that. That officer's... God, yeah, drop it in the grass. That's so...
Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who are you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon.
So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see.
And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting among themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon? Yes, I killed him. I can't believe it.
Thanks for the confession.
Agent Lang, it's much too early to declare this case closed.
Look at you, so sure of yourself. We got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for?
Miss Lauren Pops,
Yes?
I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder.
But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer. Isn't that enough? Whoa, don't cut your hair. What the hell?
It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that's the truth. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't?
Ooh, one sec. The printer is starting to bridge. We're adding the brim here. This is like the minor bridging. I'll pop back when it does the real bridging. Like, you see those rectangles? It's gonna go over those gaps, and it blows my mind because I had a printer way back, like it couldn't even do gaps that big, and now it's doing big ass gaps like this. It's gonna be beautiful. One sec.
All right, back to the game.
Or is there some reason why you can't?
I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away as the losing mutt. All right, you heard me. Let's hear about all the evil deeds you committed today.
The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. He knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Romano would pay anything to get his son back after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me.
Something don't seem right about that. There, are you satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much.
Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth?
Yes, it is.
If that is the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession.
Let's see here. Something that seems too improbable. Okay. What could be too improbable? Let's think. Let's think here. Well, let's start by pressing. The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon.
Hold it!
How well did you know the victim?
I've spoken with him only a few times at Lance's house.
A few times. That's it?
Yes.
If they only met a few times, I don't see how they could have trusted each other.
But if you hardly ever talked, then how could he trust you not to steal his plan?
Not so fast!
That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning. Which is why he chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right, Sheena?
Yes. However, Mr. Deacon made a very poor choice. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself.
Ha! I bet he didn't see that one coming.
We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage.
But like, if you were dating him, you were already on track to get rich. Right? Like, Sheena isn't much of a pun name, I'd say. It means military administrator. Oh, is that just like actually Mandarin? Because yeah, I guess it's not really a pun name. Okay, cool. But there's some level of wordplay going on. Yeah, they're definitely stretching the the definition of a pun there.
You knew. How did you know something like that?
Oh no, what should I do?
Kay, what's wrong with her now?
Come on, isn't it obvious? You're making your scary face again, that's why. Why don't you try asking her in a nicer, more gentle way? No, stop it, Lauren. You're always like this. You always fall for the stern-looking one. That's why you'll always be unhappy. Poor thing.
For Ace Attorney 6, they actually ran out of pun names, so they started doing this Peas Lubin Understand. Oh, wow, that's Peas Lubin Understanding. It kind of sounds like a Mad Lib. Peace, love, and understand. It is a Mad Lib. That's awesome. I mean, that's, you know, you can only come up with so many puns, right? That's good. I'm not even gonna hate on that.
They're stretching him. That's good. Oh, that cracked me up.
Or maybe that's it. She's been bewitched by your icy glare. Mind your own business, Kay. Now then, Miss Pops, let's continue with your testimony.
Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back after all.
Hold it!
Why do you believe that?
Anyone who knows Mr. Amano would think the same. I bet Lance is the old man's greatest treasure.
I suppose he would be to a doting father like Mr. Amano.
I always figured that was it too, and I was always envious of Lance for it. Oh, because of your dad's... I got this pendant from my father. And I believe that as long as I have this, I'll find my father again someday.
Wait, hold the fuck up.
Oliver is her dad? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so that's the motive. Her and Pops were playing the long con on Oliver, or not on Oliver, on what's his face. Interesting. He'll welcome me into his arms, riding on the back of Pegasus.
That pendant. She must truly believe it to be the wings of Pegasus.
Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money...
Hold it!
Would you mind telling us a little about the plan itself?
Well, first we captured Lance. Ooh, how did you do that? Well, Mr. Deacon did that on his own, so I don't quite know. Here, I thought you knew how to steal people away.
I shudder to think what she would do with such knowledge.
Sorry, I really don't know, but somehow Mr. Deacon was able to contain him. All he had to do after that was wait for the ransom to be paid, but... Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me.
Hold it!
I don't think so.
Why do you think he did?
I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning. Miss Pops.
Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning? Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely.
Huh?
I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you.
But why? We were total strangers. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money. Ads are coming. Hide. Sorry, I missed the warning. It's probably not in time, but yeah, they coming.
Miss Pops, you are really clueless, aren't you?
What do you mean?
You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops.
This is an easy
Take
one.
that!
Why are you showing this to me? So what about the pendant?
The horse pendant, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are.
Take that!
Yes, sir.
These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree?
Hey, you're right. They're the same color and they're even made of the same material.
I believe that these two pendants are actually one.
Eh?
Shall we give it a try?
Wow, it's totally Pegasus. But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's?
You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be.
No, it can't be.
So the two make a set. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything.
You lack imagination, Agent Lang. Very well, I'll show you with this evidence. This is the piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant.
Oh boy. Maybe the profile? Nope. Oh, does this mention the Pegasus? Escaped. Maybe. I'll circle back on that. Alright, I feel like it's gotta be this.
Take that!
Hopefully.
Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Devore, the name that is etched on the horse pendant.
What? An alias?
I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense given what is written in Mr. Devore's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. The specific section is what reveals the true meaning.
What was the last bit?
The true meaning behind those pendants.
Let's see.
Take that!
Mr. Devore had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops.
That's a lie! That person was not my father!
He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you.
Brutal.
Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot?
Not so fast!
And what is so funny, Agent Lang?
You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you?
What are you trying to say?
Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I've thought of another possibility.
Is that so? Well, let's hear it.
Another possibility. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano.
This is kind of what I was thinking, which makes me think that he's saying it must not be the case. But it is a reasonable thing to suspect, let's be honest.
And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well?
I mean, yeah. This is going to be tough because I kind of agree with him.
So this is his version of how things might have been.
You don't have any proof that they didn't know of their true relationship, right?
And you're saying that the two of them committed the kidnapping together?
That's right, as one really rotten family.
Is that really what happened? I'd better take a long, hard look at the evidence.
Another possibility. Another one. Okay.
Hold it!
Precisely. And what father would ever willingly kill his own daughter?
I've seen a lot of things in my travels, and I can tell you that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing.
It do be that way. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact?
Hold it!
You think they knew?
Excuse me. Yeah, I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized as well. They both knew who the other person was, but they had to pretend that they didn't.
Because he was on the lam.
You got it. The victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore, it was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. Whoops.
Hold it!
One as a butler, and one as the friend of the son, you mean?
They probably thought that was their best shot.
Is that what you honestly believe?
Of course. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping.
Hold it!
Maybe.
You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives?
Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair.
The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were, in fact, family.
Yes, from the very beginning, they painstakingly practiced those roles well. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well?
Hold it!
I mean...
I believe you're a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence.
Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary.
Without evidence, we're stuck in a stalemate. Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one.
You better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking really bad.
I know, but first things first. Is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? Was the crime really committed by the two of them? By this father-daughter pair?
Okay, let's check our evidence. Wait, Lance needs the money too, though. Okay. Let me save. Because I definitely feel like, I think Lance is really the mastermind behind this. I'm gonna try this.
Objection!
Nope. Lang Ji says, confidence is like a soul, and words without confidence are but empty shells. Different statement? Yeah. I think you're right. I gotta figure out which statement this makes the most sense for. Okay. Let me try this. Nope. Oh.
You see that there is a very big flaw in your logic.
Flaw? Are you sure it's not your eyes that are flawed? Talk to me again when you can see straight, damn. Okay. Nope. Huh. Maybe it's not this piece of evidence. Okay, so I think we're approaching this wrong. I think we gotta figure out how to prove that they didn't know somehow. That's... Huh. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, whoops. Because if the gun was stolen, let's try this. Because if the gun was stolen, then they wouldn't have had it planned out, right? Maybe? Fuck.
Objection!
Maybe present the gun here?
Objection! Knuckle back!
Nope. Huh. What am I missing? Alright. What proves that they didn't know? How about the stolen costumes at the fourth statement? Okay, yeah. That might be a good one. Let's give it a shot. Ah.
This kidnapping wasn't planned by just two people alone.
Duh. It's so obvious in hindsight. Oh well. And what kind of proof do you have of that?
Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers.
3?
4 costumes were stolen from the Wild West area's back room.
Back rooms.
We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this 3rd person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping.
Who? Who is the mastermind?
I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping.
Where is he? Wait. Oh, here he is.
Take that!
Yup. We got him now. Lance Amano.
Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. Recall what he said when he appeared before us.
Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but 2. One was a woman.
However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said.
But I know I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them.
Ah, yes, about when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive?
I really don't remember much anymore. Honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? Say, by the way, your health is low. Good call. Good looking out. Okay. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had shut me in that room blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could.
Through the underground passageway, I presume.
Are you okay? Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal. But now you believe me, right?
No, not quite yet.
How could you not? Why do you look at me with icy daggers in your eyes? Because he's a prosecutor, and because they're all like that.
I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There's a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little.
Oops.
Hold it!
Can you tell us about when you were abducted in a little more detail?
It was a strange morning. I felt like I was right in the middle of a great calm.
And where were you when you experienced this calm?
Our family garden, of course. Where else would it have been?
Wow, excuse me for asking. This child is more princess than prince.
I was out taking a walk to shake off the morning blah. Then out of the blue, someone from behind clamps. Someone from behind clamps a hand over my mouth.
You didn't see your attacker.
They must have used some drug to knock me out. Because before I knew it, I was off in La La Land again. When I woke up, I was in the kidnapper's hideout already, all tied up. They had me shut in that room blindfolded the entire time. This is the issue. How did you see the other two if you were blindfolded the whole time?
By that room, you mean the room in the kidnapper's hideout, correct?
Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that until I made my escape.
Then you were in the same room as your kidnappers?
They spoke in hushed tones, but I could catch bits of their conversation. It was definitely two people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared. I could tell they were nearby, so I didn't dare make a move. But the kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside.
Hold it!
The kidnappers disappeared?
The room fell into a sudden silence. I'd been left behind like an unwanted mutt.
And what do you mean by unwanted mutt?
What a pointless question. It's not like he's gonna tell you anything new, you know? It's a poetic simile. You should learn how to use them, too. You may look refined on the outside, but it's no good if you're not refined on the inside as well. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone.
Hold it!
Then those cuffs on your wrist, I suppose you are still cuffed in that case.
I am well aware of how I am chained to reality. I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid that I'm stuck like this. Even though I escaped from that jail cell, I will forever be a prisoner. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could.
How did you manage to escape?
I wanted to just get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape.
I remember our escape to be equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I mustn't let it go unexamined.
Hold it!
By underground passageway, you mean the one the staff uses to travel unnoticed?
I suppose that's what it's for, but I didn't run into any staff members on my way out. And once I was up top, I was busy trying to find a member of the police.
And that is when you found us congregated at the stadium, I suppose. Let me ask you then, how did you get a hold of the key to the underground door?
Yeah. That was easy. It was hanging right there in the room on the wall.
I do recall a key hanging on the wall right beside the table.
Boy, does that bring back memories of our situation and how we made our escape.
Indeed, although the door in the floor of our room led to an underground room. The door in the floor of the room next door had a secret passageway.
A secret passageway under a theme park? Oh, that just sounds like so much fun.
I wonder, is there something off about the way Lance made his escape?
I was kidnapped yesterday morning. Oh, right. All right, let's look at our evidence. What do we know? What do we know? Oh, but if the door was jammed like this, he could have just taken that out and left, right?
Objection!
Yeah!
You say that the door leading outside was locked, but was it really?
We're talking about that room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard that it took quite a few men to get that thing open, right, Sheena? Yes, that's correct.
Then take a look at this.
What is that? A sword? It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that.
Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked.
Okay.
It was simply held shut by this sword, which was used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, then why did you not just simply remove the sword and escape?
Why didn't I was disoriented. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it.
As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not in fact possess the key to the door. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own.
You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way.
And what would that be?
A motive, what else? Do you honestly think an upright pure boy like him would hatch up a completely pointless scheme such as kidnapping himself? Yes. Yes.
Objection!
This proves that Lance did indeed have a motive to commit this crime.
Take that!
Damn right it does.
To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is in fact a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance?
Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. It must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your own old man, huh? All right, I give up. I abducted myself. Lance! It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go with you to a new town, somewhere where no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with that 1 million, but now that dream is over. Oh, Lance.
Then you're giving yourself up.
Yes, I had planned to run away from this world with my lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back.
He turned on you.
Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money, that's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside that room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. Lolly left first in the Blue Badger costume. That would mean the person Officer Meekins saw was...
That would mean the person Officer Meekins saw was Miss Pops.
But right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. And Oliver put on a Bad Badger costume. Took the suitcase with the $1 million and ran. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. They had no idea that they were related, so I thought that it could only end badly. I still don't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father. Lolly, then it really was you. That's brutal. The man was not my father. I mean, because at the stadium, there was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. That badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground, and I ran, scared for my life. That's so fucked up. I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you? Lolly, forgive me. I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you. So, Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he really was?
If what she says is true,
Are you saying she's lying? But why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve?
you would be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay.
Excuse me a sec. Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
What I mean is, listen very carefully to her confession. Once more, and you'll see.
Chain of events.
Hold it!
Dun, dun, dun.
Please calm down and let's slowly talk through this.
But
All you have to do is simply tell us what happened at the stadium.
Let me save real quick also.
Leave it to us to search out the truth. Can you do that for me?
Alright. So, at the stadium, there was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the 1 million in it.
Hold it!
That was the ransom money, wasn't it?
Yes. That's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It was all thanks to what Lance told me.
And what did he tell you?
Well, he called me on my cell phone and told me that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and had run off with the ransom money. And about how he had a gun. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead.
Hold it!
But he didn't have a gun because it got ripped off, right? Right?
Were you able to clearly see the gun?
Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointed at me. Oh, Father, why would you try to shoot me? Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't know.
I don't want to believe it myself. But it's true. My father's left arm was raised with a gun in it. It pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought.
Miss Pops, please calm down and take a deep breath. And then, would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time?
Yes, of course. But the badger pointed the gun in his left hand at me, aiming to shoot me dead.
This is the one. This is the statement we're gonna crack the code on.
And you felt that your life was in danger, correct?
Yes, I'm about to die, I thought. So, that's why I used the gun I got from Lance.
You shot Mr. Deacon?
Miss Pops. Yes, I shot him.
And that, as they say, is that.
Agent Lang, Miss Pops is far from done. She hasn't even finished her testimony yet.
You're gonna continue questioning her? What a waste of time.
Miss Pops, if you please.
All right. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground, and I ran scared for my life.
Did you take off immediately following the gunshot?
Yes.
And you didn't attempt to approach the victim at all after he was shot?
I was scared. I don't blame you. I would have done the exact same thing. Poor Miss Pops. What will become of her, Mr. Edgeworth?
She seems to be telling the truth regarding what happened at the stadium. However, I don't believe it to be absolutely correct. Listen carefully to her confession once more and you'll see. Alright. And then...
Once again.
Even after looking at this, can you still claim what you said to be true?
Actually, I can.
She showed you.
What? But that shows that the gun is in his right hand. Okay, then let's try the gun since it's detached. And like, no, it can't be. It's detached.
Objection!
What the fuck? Well, what about this? Because he's right-handed, maybe?
Objection!
I think the other two were better examples of that, personally, but... okay.
I have here a dossier on your father. And according to this, your father was right-handed.
Then...
The person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon.
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand, which is why the only hand he could have held the real gun with is his left. Isn't it possible that it went down like that?
Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying?
Oh, I see what we're getting at. It wasn't the model gun. That makes sense. I was assuming it was the model gun for some reason.
Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in the court to catch it.
Enough with the smugness. Out with it already.
Miss Pops told us earlier.
There was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it.
According to you, the bad badger has the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Pops?
Yes, exactly. And I'm sure it was the bad badger. It had those huge sunglasses on its face. But if that's the case, even I can see there's a huge contradiction.
Yes, Miss Pops claims to have seen the bad badger, and yet the bad badger had both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. Holding a gun in his right hand as he pulls the suitcase with the same hand. Isn't possible for a right-handed person to do both. Isn't it possible for a right-handed person to do both these things simultaneously?
Your deduction is full of one too many conjectures, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor?
Ah, fuck. I suppose it is pretty difficult. Okay, so it's not that. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Well, hopefully this is it. What you saw was not the bad badger. Think back and recall which character was it that leveled a gun at you.
Yeah. Yup. Hold on, let me load. Because we about to game over, I think. Huh, okay. That went back further than I wanted to. Okay. Goddamn. Oh well.
Objection!
I have here a dossier.
Yeah, we saw all this. Okay.
Not so fast!
Alright, and then we gotta save at a better point. Alright, alright. Yes. Bad Badger, right. Alright. Let's get a fresh save.
They are both correct.
Impossible. That just leaves us with an irresolvable contradiction.
Miss Pop's entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. But what if that bad badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? This proves that there was a way for the bad badger to freely use both his hands.
Please be this.
Take that!
Yes.
The costumes have two parts to them, a head and the body.
Oh, I get it now.
The head Miss Pop saw was probably really the head of the bad badger. However, it is not possible that the body was that of an entirely different However, is it not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger?
A different badger?
Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger.
I mean, I suppose it could have been either. Fuck. I'm gonna go with the... I feel like this one, probably? No, this one's more similar.
His head may have been the Bad Badger, but his body was the Blue Badger's.
The Blue Badger? Hold on, let's see here. Who was it that had one of these on?
I did.
And so did Officer Meekins, pal. Nice try. But your logic is just a tad illogical.
Fuck, okay, so it's the Proto Badger.
Take that!
What the heck is it?
It's
the Proto Badger.
Yes, and it's a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops was wearing the Blue Badger costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the Pink Badger is of the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that is left is the Proto Badger costume. Miss Pops, who was the one who wore the Proto Badger costume?
That would be Lance.
Busted.
I love how his handcuffs fly off because he's not actually held captive.
Not so fast!
Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon? On top of which, he plotted to shoot Miss Pops while wearing that hideous thing?
The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than a setup. And its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim, it was all done so that she would pull the trigger.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have to do all that, huh?
There is but one reason, Lance Amano. You are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon.
What? No. That's slander. Take it back. You take it back right now.
Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand?
I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything?
It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker held a gun in his left hand.
Not so fast!
Ha! Who is what-handed doesn't prove a thing. And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like Proto Badger is bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right?
She had the prop gun. I get it now.
Of course. Logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he had thought of all that as well and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. This is how Lance made sure he wouldn't be hit by a bullet.
Take that!
I gotta save after this.
Oh wait, let me make sure.
We found one half of a Bad Badger costume in the hideout, a broken one.
Yeah, okay, this is definitely the right path. Oops. Okay, let's save. And then history.
It was not the same one that the victim was wearing. Plus, it was missing something. And that something is the model gun that the Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks.
What?
Miss Pops, where is the gun you used now?
I threw it away into the sea.
That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I believe that we can safely assume that it was the model gun in question.
I've heard enough, and all you've been spouting so far is pure conjecture.
I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say the probability that I am right is very high.
Okay, let's pretend you're right, and that the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor?
I don't know yet.
Ha! I knew you were full of it.
However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame.
Please wait a sec. It's simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance.
She saw the victim in a state of being restrained?
I came back to the hideout long after the two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door. After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape.
So Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right?
We thought that it'd attract too much attention if we left together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium, but then, as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone. All of them managed to escape. It looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at that time.
And then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Potts saw the victim with her own eyes. Which means that the victim was still alive at the time, wouldn't you agree?
Why does that sound so wrong to me? There must be something amiss about this account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail.
Hold it!
When exactly did you arrive back at the hideout?
It was after we had picked up the ransom money.
And where were you up until the time you returned?
I was scouting the park out and making preparations for our escape. I walked around in the various areas looking for the best route.
Ah, so each of them had their own roles to play.
After I was done, I went back to the hideout. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon.
Hold it!
How did Lance look at the time?
He looked shocked. He also looked a little down. When I saw that sadness in his eyes,
Thank you. That's enough for now. And what of Mr. Deacon? What was his situation like?
He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door.
You are sure that it was Mr. Deacon that you saw?
Yes, I'm certain of what I saw.
Did you go into the other room to check?
Lance said that it was best if I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul.
Then are you telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself?
I checked through the slit on the door that separates the two rooms. He had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure. That just had to be Mr. Deacon. Unfortunately, it was me.
She saw a bad badger head.
The captive had a bad badger head on, so I'm absolutely sure it was Mr. Deacon.
So the tied up Mr. Deacon was still in his bad badger costume. Is that it?
Yes, and?
It would appear that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection?
No, we're gonna save. And then we're gonna raise an objection.
The person you saw was not the victim.
What? Why not?
I will tell you why not, with this. This Miss Potts shows us that the person you saw was not the victim. Huh.
Left in the isolation room. Right. Okay, it's gotta be
Take
this.
that!
Thank goodness.
Miss Potts, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all.
Huh?
The person you actually saw was this person. It was me.
Huh? The person I saw was you, Mr. Edgeworth.
I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me, even after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume the victim was already dead at the time. Well, Lance, am I right?
That's...
You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me with a bad badger's head on, and then made your costume escape together, or so you pretended.
Huh? What do you mean he pretended?
Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape and then doubled back to the hideout, probably to come and remove the bad badger head from my unconscious self. And to create his fake prison with the prop sword. He then escaped via the passageway.
Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of the prosecutor's mouth.
Tidal wave?
We've heard a lot come out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All of that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right. You were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor.
Even if that were the case, Miss Pops would have still seen me tied to that beam.
I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. So I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, it would seem that you can't prove a thing. What do you think of this case so far, by the way? I like it a lot. It's a really fun case. I like Wolfie. He's a fun antagonist. Lang, yeah, that's his name. I really like him a lot. He's a very fun antagonist. Kay absolutely rules as the companion character. And it's a good mystery. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. And there's also just so many Easter eggs packed in here as well that make it great. Who said that? Please wait.
Mr. Amano.
Oh, Miles, my boy, it looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Dad? Let's see, you were the one in charge of the investigation, correct? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you. Oh, do you now?
Busted! Is that what I think it is?
It's the Bad Badger costume the victim was wearing, and a gun. I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself. It appears that they were disposed of in the sea. Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law? Like he's one to talk. There now. Agent Lang, please calm down. What the heck is that scrap of paper? This appears to be a letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. Amano to complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says. What? The Chief of Police? What the? Just who does he think he is? The person who wields the highest authority in this area. There now. There is no need to be so upset. I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country. Now. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything. It's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of the land. I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand, it doesn't matter who found the evidence. Its value remains unchanged. All right, now, let's take a look at this new evidence. I've already got the results back. I had a special forensics research lab that I'm on good terms with conduct the test. They verified that the blood on this costume belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren.
What?
You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around.
That's it? These are the case-making pieces of evidence? Huh. I'll be the judge of that. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
All right, well, let's start here, because that looks extremely suspicious.
What's this? It looks like there's something inside the costume head.
Hey, they sparkle. I bet they're really valuable.
Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. Why are they in here? Could this gun be the actual murder weapon? This bullet hole. It looks kind of burnt.
It looks kind of burnt around the edges.
Wait, those burn marks were left by the gunpowder. This is a most important fact.
Why is that?
Because it is proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range.
Indeed. Well, are these not the most definitive pieces of evidence you've ever seen? Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince even Mr. Edgeworth over there. Yeah, we gonna see about that. You about to eat shit, rich boy. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun. And they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. What a piece of shit.
The fingerprints on the weapon, huh?
Oh no, this isn't helpful at all. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch on as she takes the punishment for her crimes. Like an ad break that's about to start right now. I'll see y'all in a few.
That may be all you can do. However, I still have a case to solve and a job to do. The job of unraveling your insidious lie.
You wound me. Why won't you believe me, even in the face of all this evidence? Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun.
Hold it!
Which is strange, because didn't you just fish it out of the sea?
Those fingerprints, are you sure they belong to Miss Pops?
There's no mistake about it. Through my connections, I had the best forensic techniques money can buy performed.
I find that to be a bit peculiar.
What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me? Edgeworth, absolutely beast. How's it going, dude? Good. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a magnificent Monday. We just wrapping up this case. I love playing as Edgeworth. It's been really cool. I've been kind of working through the series, so this is my first time playing this game. And ever since 3.5, I've been wanting to play as Edgeworth more. So this game is awesome. Let's see. Let me save, because my health is mad low. And I don't want to redo all that. And then I think we gotta raise an objection.
Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pop's prints could be on that gun to begin with.
Hold on. Go Auto trying to sell me a motor. Oh, motherfuckers. Yeah, they be that way. I wish I could turn the ads off, but Twitch don't let it. Because I'd much rather just kind of let people chill. It's not like I make significant money off the ads.
And the reason...
Now 7-Eleven trying to get me to eat gas station food.
And the reason why Miss Pops' prints should not be on the gun is...
Just thought you should know, sorry.
And the reason why Miss Pops' prints should not be on the gun is...
Let's see, because she threw it in the sea. But, let's see. Do we have evidence of that? It doesn't look like it. Is it maybe these? Or because it was in the costume. Obviously, she was wearing a costume. But how do we argue that now? Gunpowder proof. He was shot from point blank. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Let's try this.
Take that!
It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon.
Okay, we back. I'm at work, so it's a very slow day. Hey, no worries, no worries. Welcome back. Those damn ads, I swear. That's why I set it to like only hourly. I figured that's like the least intrusive they can be. Is just like get them all out of the way once each hour and then we're free, you know?
It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because while she was at the stadium, Miss Pops was wearing a costume.
Huh? But there's no mistake. We found fingerprints.
Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit back in the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. Deacon when he and Lance left for the haunted house.
To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pops's prints found their way onto the gun. Grrr. Do you understand now, Mr. Romano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer.
But you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right? You make a very good chick. Thank you.
You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer.
Oh, Lance. What? No way. I'm incredibly worried about her. But that doesn't change the fact that you don't have any evidence, right?
That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence.
What? How?
The story that Miss Pops killed the victim at the stage in the stadium, the whole affair is simply not true, because that was not the real crime scene, but a setup. This proves that the real murder was not committed at the stadium at all.
Let's see. What proves that? Oh, this, right? It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Take that!
Oh, shit. I think we're about to... Crap.
This piece of evidence proves that the real crime scene is not in fact the stadium.
Oof.
0, it's at least a 6.8 out of 10.
Let's load. Let's see. This is 314, 11, 1359. So yeah, this is the one we want. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not right. What the fuck? I must have read that time wrong. Which save was the right one then? Oh, wait. Let me see. Oh, that was the wrong day. That's why. Silly me. Okay. My bad. Okay, here we go. Okay.
That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence.
What? How?
The story that Miss Pops killed the victim. Yes, we got this. I'm remembering this.
Okay. So we only got one go at this. She said she threw it into the sea, right? This could actually maybe be it because the stadium is nowhere near the sea. So how could she have thrown it in there, right? I'm gonna try that. Fuck. Okay. Wish I had a couple more chunks of health because this is a little rough now. having to reload the save. All right, let's see. Let me try to get this save a little closer too. Okay, let's make this the save. Beautiful. And then the story. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's update it. This is even better. Ooh. There we go. Okay. So what proves the real crime scene? Let's see. It's not this. And it wasn't these? Did I present this? I already presented these, didn't I? Damn. Okay. What could it be? So it proves that it was not at the stadium. Okay, so it's not. Let's just do process of elimination then. Okay, let's go through the evidence. Okay. Obviously it's not my attorney's badge. We tried this didn't work. This doesn't seem to have anything to do with it. Could it be this? Let me circle back on that one. This doesn't seem to have anything to do with it. I don't think this or this. Maybe this. You know what? I'm gonna try this. Fuck. What am I missing? Okay. If it was, because it was near the sea. Okay, so let's think about what has to do with the stadium. Originally stolen from a guard by a victim during escape. When at the time of shooting, gunpowder burn is proof that he was shot from point blank. Is that maybe it? Okay, let's try this. Maybe it was point blank. Okay, this is different. This might be it this time.
Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you will see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. This is the part of the costume that proves it.
Okay, I feel like since we're going with the burn mark, it's got to be this, right? Thank goodness. Okay.
The burn around this bullet hole was made when the victim was shot at point blank range.
Ah, so then you mean the murder Miss Olbach saw at the stadium really was?
Yes, she saw two people, but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, there shouldn't be gunpowder burns.
Look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants Prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is then?
Lance set me up to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, then the murder must have happened prior to that. And the location where Lance and the victim were at just before I was imprisoned was... I've got it. I know the real scene of the murder. The real location in which Mr. Deacon was killed is here.
It's got to be the haunted house.
Take that!
I think it's not unreasonable to assume the murder took place in the haunted house.
The haunted house?
Yes, and I have proof that is highly likely that the victim was killed here. What proves that the real scene of the crime was the haunted house?
All right, now it's time for the glass from the mirror.
These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They're fragments of a mirror.
A mirror? And what does that have to do with anything?
Indeed. You don't exactly expect to find these pieces of a mirror inside a costume.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous.
However, there is one place I can think of where there's a plethora of mirror fragments. And that is the haunted house. Lance Amano, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with the revolver in the haunted house. After that, you stole the Blue Badger mobile to move his body to the Wild Wild West area. The timing of when the Blue Badger mobile was stolen confirms this as fact.
Miles, my boy, say no more.
I'm sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that.
Be quiet. Yes, please do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense. Ernest Amano, correct? I meant you. Now be quiet, Gramps. How dare you? I don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor.
What?
Shina! Wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout?
Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror that's for the haunted house.
You see? Isn't it possible the fragments got into the costume there?
But, Agent Lang, there were no fragments on the floor, so the probability is very low.
Probability? Like G says, on truth's path, the word probability does not exist. The only thing that does is definitive proof. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is, do you have the definitive proof you need?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you?
Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house? The answer is no.
See? So since you don't have any, shut up!
I don't have the evidence yet, but I'm certain the murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people at the haunted house besides myself were Lance and Mr. Deacon. If I can prove that the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt is in connection to the murder.
What now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Agent Lang, I have a special request.
Yeah?
I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house.
Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission?
Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find out the truth.
All right. Permission granted, but you're not to touch a single thing. Got it?
That won't be a problem. All that's important to me is that the truth be brought to light. It doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is.
Sheena,
I'm here.
put in the paperwork for the authorization immediately.
Understood. I'll go get the Gatewater Group's approval.
Who that now? Who was that? Now. Let's hold on for a second. There's no need to obtain approval.
Mr. Amano,
Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this. What is this? Sheena!
It's the deed to the haunted house.
the deed.
Read it out loud.
Gatewater Land Incorporated hereby bequeaths the property known as the haunted house to Mr. Amano for the lump sum of $1 million paid in full cash.
What? As you can see, I am now the legal owner of the haunted house.
Are you kidding? When did you?
I ran into the owner of the park earlier, and we made the deal almost immediately. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye.
Phoenix Wright, Ace PI, so attorney 3. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely more on the PI. It's not so much on the attorney vibe for this game.
That 1 million you paid. Don't tell me it was...
Oh, that's right. This disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now.
It is called investigations for a reason. True, true.
You used my money.
My Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier. So I do believe that I will forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. That's the way things are, so if you would please discuss things with me from now on. Discuss? What is there to discuss? Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course.
While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Mono was out here preempting us.
What a fucking bastard.
Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End of discussion. Agent Lang, I want you to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper.
Mr. Mono definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here.
Anything to protect his kid, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Could not be me. Could not be me.
What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever.
What? Bro, I totally thought we were about to be at the end of this case. Damn! That's wild. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's funny that his name is Ernest Amano, honest man, when he isn't that. Yeah, but like that's how CEOs be, you know? They present real nice and then the truth is quite hideous.
March 13th, 4:27 p.m. Gatewater Land Main Gate. If I can't get permission to investigate the crime scene, then the truth will be lost.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Okay?
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing spacing out? Final section, by the way. You should be able to finish this. Sick. Have you forgotten? There's only one thing you should do at a time like this.
And what is that?
When the people are in a bind, the hero of justice appears to save the day. Look, you just leave it to me. For I am Kay Faraday, the second of the great Yatagarasu.
But I thought you were a thief, not a hero.
The Yatagarasu is noble and is always a thief of justice.
That's... of course.
We have enough information. I can recreate the inside of the haunted house with this. Oh, if we have enough. Plus, if we then factor in everyone's testimonies,
You can recreate exactly what happened when I dropped off the ransom money. We may be able to figure this out with some new information through this. It's worth a try. Agent Lang.
Ah, so you want to use your little toy. Be my guest.
okay, hang on. You're all about to witness the true power of a real, modern-day Robin Hood.
Detective Gumshoe. And is there a copy of the haunted house's blueprint among the police's reference documents?
Yes, sir. We got it just in case we needed it for the kidnapping case.
All right, I'll input the haunted house data, then...
Oh, what is this? Where are we?
Lance, who's like... Oh, it's like we're inside the haunted house.
Even if we can't inspect the real location itself, the path to the truth slumbers here. If I can successfully navigate my way using logic, I'll ultimately arrive at the truth. Now then, I believe I'm ready to investigate the crime scene.
Okay, so what should we recreate first?
You haven't figured it out yet?
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But I'm gonna make you do all the hard work.
Very well. I'd like to inspect the moment in which I was ambushed by my abductor. The two of them were definitely in this place at that time. If I can verify that, it may provide me with a new lead. I had just come into the hallway after leaving the money inside the dining room. At that time, I saw a badger slumped over on the floor at the end of the hall.
Eh? What's the badger doing all the way down there?
I also thought it was strange. However, I thought that maybe it was simply a mannequin that was set there for the atmosphere.
Do you know which badger it was?
No, it was too dark to tell. All I saw was its silhouette.
In that case, I guess I'll just program a badger silhouette for now. Okay, programming complete.
Then I started walking towards the exit.
And that's when you were struck from behind, right?
Yes.
That's odd. The hallway is a dead end. Where did your assailant come from?
There's only one location I can think of. I believe my assailant was lying in wait here.
Take that!
What are you thinking, Mr. Edgeworth? That's a terrible hiding spot. You'd have to have been a real ninja to get away hiding there.
Okay, so it's the badger suit.
That's not exactly the nuance I was trying to convey.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Let's see. Where's my best save? 1331. 228. Damn, so this is my best one. Fuck. Down to my last hit is rough. Oh, thank goodness. A merciful autosave. Okay, so I'm gonna guess the badger next. Bum, 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 bum. Started walking towards the exit. The assailant, yes, and okay, here we go.
That doll I saw wasn't really a doll. It was, in fact, a costumed kidnapper.
Oh, so he used the costume as the perfect camouflage to blend in with the rest of the house.
Precisely. He waited until I had made the drop-off and I was about to leave. Then, just as he saw me take a step towards the exit, he stood and launched his attack. I can think of no better hiding place than this.
Hey, not bad. I'm beginning to think I should steal this tactic for myself.
Just don't use it to do anything criminal, Kay. Well, Lance,
What? What are you asking me for?
as one of the kidnappers, I figured I should give you the chance to confess first.
I was one of the kidnappers, but I don't know anything. I did come to the haunted house, but I never set a foot inside. I left Oliver in charge of picking up the ransom money.
He didn't set foot inside. Is he telling the truth or is this another lie?
Let's save.
Alright, then you're claiming that it was Mr. Deacon who assaulted me?
Yes, I'm sure it was him. Okay, I'm putting the new info now. Mr. Deacon was the badger, right? It says the bad badger has a gun attached to its right hand. I'll have to change it so the weapon in its left is in its left hand.
Now to verify the facts of this recreation. You didn't recreate the weapon.
Well, I can't exactly recreate something I know nothing about. So tell me, what were you hit with?
The attack came from behind, so I have no idea, but I doubt it was someone's bare hands.
Okay, then where were you hit?
I was hit on the right side of my head, just above my temple. There was a bit of blood, but it wasn't anything serious.
Ouch, sounds painful.
Why are you smirking like that when you say it?
It's just your imagination. Now, let's see. I wonder if there's anything in the hallway that could have been used as the weapon. I'm looking for something the culprit could have used to hit you with. Sword, maybe? Yeah.
Take that!
I have it. There was indeed one such object lying there in this hallway. A prop sword.
Are you talking about this thing here?
Yes. Although we didn't find it at the kidnapper's we did find it at the kidnapper's hideout. Wait. Yes, it's possible that the culprit took it with him after using it on me.
To leave no evidence behind, right?
Correct. It may be worth a more thorough examination yet.
So what test do you want to run on this sword? Let's see. Dust for prints? No, because it's gonna... Let's too luminal, I guess?
The culprit was wearing a costume at the time, so a fingerprint analysis is useless. Let's run a luminal test. It's possible that some of my blood found its way onto this. Agent Lang, may I ask for your cooperation in this matter?
Like I have a choice. Sheena, call the lab boys.
Understood.
Except for a dab on the left side, it would appear that the blade is spotless.
So it must have been on the left side of the prop sword that hit you then, right? Okay. Okay, I'll update this recreation with the new piece of evidence.
Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Oh, whoops, not a deduction. Hold up. No deducts. Let's not deduct yet.
You know, the Bad Badger is pretty bad look.
Oh, you know the Bad Badger is pretty bad looking when you see him up close.
Well, what did you expect from a character named the Bad Badger?
And those sunglasses, wearing them in the dark makes him seem extra bad.
Now I'm lost. Which meaning of bad does she really mean?
And in the next instant, this badger will swing his left arm, complete with a weapon in hand.
Yes, to club me with the left side of the prop sword.
Shall I recreate the moment of impact? I want to see the pained expression on your face.
It's just fine the way it is. Wait, maybe it's not. Is it just my imagination, or is something not quite right?
Something not quite right with this? Oh, right, because...
Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Let's see. Hold up, let me save first. Maybe I need some illumination. Maybe. Let's see here. Okay, so... If this was... What's his face? He's right-handed. Let's try that.
Eureka!
According to this document, the victim was right-handed.
Aha! I guess I should change which hand he's holding the weapon then.
Hold on, you two. You didn't think I was going to ignore something like that, did you?
What are you talking about? Look, no interrupting when I'm about to have a little fun.
Even if you changed your recreation, you'd only be wasting your time. It's not possible for that thing to hold something in its right hand, you know.
But Mr. Edgeworth's logic is...
What's that thing called? The Bad Badger? Just take another good look at its right hand.
Oh! I forgot the weapon isn't in its right hand because there's already a gun in it.
Precisely.
You knew that already.
Yes, and I also know that the Badger was holding the weapon in his right hand.
Huh? Are you aware of what's coming out of your mouth? You just contradicted yourself.
I have evidence, of course. Proof that the culprit held the sword in his right hand. We do?
Oh gosh, let's see. What do we got? Sounds interesting. Alright then, show me this evidence.
This piece proves that the culprit held the weapon in his right hand when he struck.
Let's see. What proves it? Maybe this again? Oh, but if that hit me on the left side, it would have to have been... Maybe this is it.
Take that!
The answer is the weapon itself. Except for a bit on the left side, this prop sword is completely spotless. However, if the culprit had used his left hand, the blood would be on the opposite side.
But the replica badger isn't holding the sword in his right hand. Oof, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Giving up already? It's simple. If he can hold the sword in his left or his right hand, then the one who struck me could not have been the bad badger. Are you paying attention, Lance? Mr. Deacon could not have been the one who struck me, which leaves only you as our primary suspect.
Fine, it was me. I hit you.
It appears that you lied to me yet again, but see how quickly they catch up to you, Lance?
Wait, isn't Lance left-handed?
Ah, yes, but that's what makes this deception all the more interesting. He used his right hand to make it look like Mr. Deacon had been the one to strike me. For you see, firing a gun with one's non-dominant hand is difficult. But that level of dexterity isn't required to swing a prop sword. Okay, please input this new data. The one who hit me from behind was Lance. Or should I say, the Proto-Badger.
You got it. Here I go.
Excuse me.
Now we have a faithful recreation to the situation around the attack on me.
All right. All we have to do is examine this new recreation and...
And what exactly is so funny, Agent Lang?
That's that amusing little gadget. It sure packs a punch. Right, Sheena? Yes. It was all I could do to hold my laughter in. Hey, don't make fun of little thief, you mean old werewolf. He and Mr. Edgeworth bring out the best in each other. You've had your little fun, and now it's my turn. I sat quietly by listening. But the crude conclusions you two keep spewing don't whet this wolf's appetite. There's no guarantee that your toy will always show the real story at any given time. All it displays is whatever information you put in there, right? Well, when you put it that way... Your suppositions are wrong. It's not your fault. So I'm gonna let you in on this. There's a trick to this haunted house.
And what may that be exactly?
A trick beyond what your tiny imaginations can produce. Sheena! Here you are. Now then, what you missed, girlie, is written right here in this pamphlet. The 7 wonders of the haunted house. The disappearing...
Oh, the 7 wonders of the haunted house. The disappearing badger?
What is this? I'd say that someone around here is fond of theatrics. And as you can see, they set a doll down at the end of this hallway for that purpose. Basically, the blue badger you saw was just a stupid doll.
How can this be?
Guess that throws your whole theory about it being your attacker right out the window. But that can't be right. Maybe the culprit hid the doll somewhere. And then he laid down and pretended to be it instead.
If the criminal could even hide himself in the hallway. Oh, if the criminal couldn't even hide himself in the hallway, how could he hide a giant doll? Do you get it now? Thanks to your presumptions, your logic started off weak and led you to the completely wrong conclusions. Now get off your high horse.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Okay, I wonder if you could please input the new information for me, please.
You don't know when to quit, do you?
I can't quit. Not until I can declare that I found the truth. Agent Lang, for the additional information, you have my thanks.
There you are again. Well, see if I care.
Okay, I'm updating the recreation now. That looks really weird. Look at how it changes from the blue badger into the proto badger all of a sudden.
If the slumped over badger was just a doll, where was my attacker hiding?
Well, that's what we're gonna find out, right? So come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go.
Yes, let's. This recreation can't be right, which means there must be a contradiction somewhere. It's the proto badger who struck me. I suppose I should really say that it's Lance.
Ooh, are you gonna get him back?
I need not resort to violence when the lawsuit I plan to bring to court will suffice.
Really? Because I would totally have decked him right back. If someone steals from me, I steal something from them. If I get hit, I hit them back. If I get paid, I return the money. That's the secret to how a great thief works.
Her third statement doesn't seem to be of much benefit to her survival. Lol.
That's me.
It's a replica of myself.
You were totally oblivious to what was behind you, huh?
Yes, I suppose I am also to blame for what happened to me. It was incredibly dark, which was all the more reason I should have been more alert. I vow to never be caught by surprise again.
This is where the proto badger shows up in your recreation.
Yes, now the question is, where did he come from?
Yeah, but there's no place to hide in our current model.
There must be an inconsistency somewhere. Pieces of a set of armor are in a pile here.
Why do you think they almost always have sets of armor inside haunted houses?
I suppose this sort of interior design is meant to bring out a sense of the abnormalcy.
Why do all your explanations have to be so hard to understand, Mr. Edgeworth? Now try explaining it again, but this time so that even a thief like me can get it.
That may prove to be a most difficult task.
Damn. Okay.
When you take a look around, it almost feels more like a house of mirrors.
Indeed. Who has ever heard of this many mirrors inside of a haunted house before?
Well, at least we know this is the real crime scene, thanks to the mirror shards.
True.
Hey, wait! These shards. There's something different about them.
Oh?
The ones we found earlier are thicker than the shards from these mirrors on the wall. And look! There's some sort of design on the back, too.
The pieces from that costume are certainly different from the other mirrors. What does this mean? Could it be that our pieces are not pieces of these mirrors? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This blue badger is just a doll for use in this haunted house. I bet the one who killed this blue badger was the bad badger, right? According to the Blue Badger Bible, it says that they are each other's worst enemy.
All because of an ally of justice and the other's a vile criminal with a gun.
Perhaps they were just destined to battle each other. Much like the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate.
Is there anything we can deduce about this? Let's see. Because we got to be able to get another piece of evidence somehow. Oh boy, okay, so we gotta talk to everyone maybe?
Miles, my boy, what is the meaning of all this? Do you plan to pay me back for all I've done for you with the conviction of my son?
I have not forgotten my debt to you. However, your son's crimes are a separate matter. Further, I can't ignore the truth when it's right before me.
You will regret this. I promise you that.
No matter the outcome, I never regret the choices I make.
It's okay, it's respectable. Maybe not no matter the outcome. There's some outcomes you might want to regret.
Miss Pops, by my hand. Miss Pops, by my hand, I will prove your innocence in the murder of Mr. Deacon. Therefore, please don't fret. It will soon be over. Do you not trust me?
That is... Your face is all beat red, Miss Pops. No, I can't. I have Lance. Lolly, don't tell me you like that guy more than me. That's... Oh, why am I so pathetic? I'm so easily swayed even with a single glance.
What exactly is she going on about?
I think you have another guilty person on your hands, Mr. Edgeworth. Lol.
You can lie all you want, but it will all be for naught, Lance. As soon as I expose the truth, you will be placed under arrest.
How can you do this? After all my dad has done for you.
What your father has done for me is unrelated to the charges you face now.
Unbelievable. You know, you sound kind of like a bully right now, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, good. I love bullying rich people.
If I'm not serious about this, he will never understand the true gravity of his crimes. I will not allow him to remain a child forever.
Now you sound like a dad. Lol. Okay.
Thanks for letting us use, Little Thief.
Lang Ji says, reject not those who seek the truth. So keep in mind that I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing this for the truth.
Don't worry, I understand. We may have different methods, but our wish is the same.
I can't believe what I'm seeing, sir. This space that I'm standing in. It's like it's out of some crazy dream.
Except that this isn't a dream. This is something Kay's gadget.
No, wait. This is exactly like a dream, sir. I've never been so impressed. It's a miracle.
Someone sure is easily impressed.
I'm so glad you like it.
Oh, so this is a product of your gadget. Now I wish I had one too.
Well, once this is over, I'll let you play with it for a bit if you want.
You do that for me, pal? Thanks. All right, let's wrap this case up already.
It's times like these that I wonder if they understand the seriousness of the situation.
Lol.
Let's see, what are we missing?
All right, there's got to be something that I can deduce from here then. Okay, so let's try this. This feels like a shot in the dark, but I'm gonna just see if this doesn't. Yeah, no. Yeah, I didn't think so. Damn. Damn. Now. I say we let the courts resolve the rest. Damn. Damn. Okay.
A few days later, Lance was acquitted of all charges due to lack of evidence. Boo. Thus, the truth was lost for all eternity.
Damn. Okay, we gotta try that again. Retry. Oh, that's convenient. Okay. Alright, what can we deduce? What about this? Nope. Okay. What am I missing? The masks and the bodies. Nice. Yeah, we gave that a shot. Didn't quite do it for us. Let's see. Maybe the body? Let's see. What could it have been? Where are you hiding?
Eureka!
No. Okay. What is it? Let's see. I don't even remember which one I just presented. Was it this or this? Probably that. So let's try.
Eureka!
Okay. Because obviously we got to get a piece of information from this doll. I don't know what. Musical Deacon. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's this. Maybe this. I don't. Maybe?
Eureka!
No. Okay, so it's not that. What the fuck could it be?
Eureka!
Yeah, no, that was a shot in the dark. Huh. It's gonna be another one of those ones that's gonna be so fucking obvious when I figure it out. Let's see. Well, can we talk to Kay? What do you gotta say? Does the head match the body of the costume? Looks like it probably. Let's see. Once Edgeworth quicks yapping. Oh fuck. At least I can go faster. Okay. Let's look at this. Yeah, it looks like it matches. Yeah, the head matches the body. Let's see. So let's see. So it's not that. It's not. I don't think I presented this before. Okay.
Hold on a second. There's something wrong with this blue badger.
Huh? Like what?
The way the belt is on him is opposite of how it should be. Did you make a mistake?
Oh, is that it? I totally missed that. Wait. Is it? That looks the same to me. Okay, interesting. Okay. That can't be. I inputted the image exactly as it is in the pamphlet.
So then, why is the blue badger dressed up in reverse? The blue badger in the pamphlet photos is in reverse to the regular blue badger. But why? There must be some sort of explanation.
Takes a bow. I mean, the head and the body did match, to be fair. I don't know that you really contributed that much. But yeah, that belt is reversed, which I definitely did not notice. Semantics. I don't think that's semantics at all. Those are entirely different things. Let's see here. What am I trying to prove here? Okay, so why is it flipped? It's because of this mirror. It's how it disappears. Oh, LB, this is what we need. Now we can logic these. That's the missing piece. They on that Disney shit with reflections. That's how they make it vanish. That's real.
Okay, do you remember what you said earlier?
What I said earlier about what?
About how this building might as well have been a house of mirrors.
A house of mirrors? Oh, that would explain the reversed or mirror image.
Yes, this blue badger might be nothing more than a reflected image of a real one.
Then was the blue badger you saw just a reflection?
When I looked down this hall, I thought it was perfectly straight. However, if there was a mirror,
then it would actually form an L shape, right?
Precisely. I was deceived by the hallway. I was deceived. The hallway was almost pitch black, and there was a beam in the way that obstructed my view of the other hallway.
Wait, but why build this place like that? Sounds pretty pointless to me. It's for magic.
Okay, this house is just another attraction at an amusement park. They created a mirror wall for a very specific purpose, one I can point out to you. This was the reason they built the mirror wall.
Is this?
It's written in the pamphlet. The main draw of this attraction is the mystery of the disappearing badger.
You mean they built the mirror for that trick alone? But you said you saw the badger, so it was definitely still there.
That was true at the time. However, doing this allows someone to make the blue badger disappear in the flash.
You move the mirror wall. Let me save. Because we actually got some progress now. Let's see. Move the mirror wall, move the blue badger, dim the lamp.
lamps.
It's definitely not moving the blue badger. Maybe you dim the lamps, then you don't get the reflection. Maybe you move the mirror wall. Let's try that.
To remove a reflected image, simply move the mirror.
Yeah.
First, the mirror was constructed so that it could be moved. Then, beyond where the mirror was, an empty hallway had to be created.
So when they wanted people to see the blue badger, they would open the mirror.
And when they wanted to hide it, they simply had to close it again. This explains why the other side of these fragments have a design on them.
Ah, if the pattern is the same on the other walls in this hallway,
Then when the mirror is closed, it would blend in with the rest of the walls. This is the mirror trick that this haunted house employs. And this also proves the existence of a hiding place for the culprits.
huh? How so?
Think about it, Kay. There was a place that was outside of my field of vision. The culprit kept out of sight by hiding here.
Take that!
There was a very large blind spot, one I could not see beyond. It was here. If my assailant hit on the other side of the movable mirror, then you wouldn't be able to see him. He didn't even need to do anything to the Blue Badger doll.
Oh, he didn't even do anything to the blue badger doll.
Exactly. All he had to do was wait for me on the other side of the mirror.
Wait, hold on. I just thought of something.
Yes?
Well, shouldn't the mirror wall be broken right now in reality?
Since we have a few shards of it, we can probably assume it is. Yes, it most definitely is broken. The question is, when was it broken? Since we found these inside the victim's costume, that would mean that the victim was there when the mirror was broken. Wait, that sounds...
Leave the money and go, now!
That sound I heard was most definitely the sound of a mirror breaking. Kay, I'd like you to input some new information.
Don't scare me like that.
Sorry, but I need you to recreate something for me.
Sure, whatever you need. So what do you need anyway?
If you could first recreate this hallway just before I entered the dining room.
You got it.
Now this, I believe this is how it was right before I entered the dining room. Although at the time, I thought it was but a single straight hallway. And then I went inside. It was around then that I heard the sound of a mirror shattering.
You heard what? Then?
Yes, I believe it was then that the mirror was broken.
Okay, so when you stepped outside in the hallway again,
The mirror wall should no longer exist. Kay, please recreate that.
got it. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I missed the ad break. My bad. Wait, but with the mirror gone, the culprit lost his hiding spot. So, where did he go in his Proto Badger suit with Mr. Edgeworth?
Huh, that's easy enough. With the mirror gone, he simply hid himself in the branch hallway.
I think this about wraps it up. Looks like we finally solved everything.
No, not yet. An even larger contradiction has now reared its head.
Huh?
Perhaps you did not notice, but this recreation contains a very troubling inconsistency. The inconsistency between what I saw and the recreation lies... Oh, shit.
Here, maybe?
Take that!
Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness.
Kay, take a good look at the end of the hall.
Oh, there's no blue badger there.
Exactly. The blue badger that I saw in reality is not here. This is the final point on this long chain of logic. The last remaining contradiction.
Hell yeah, we got him now. So let me get this straight. When you came out of the dining room, you saw a badger, right?
And that is precisely where the final contradiction lies. Something that shouldn't exist was there before me. Who or what do you suppose it was? I believe this is the real identity of our mystery badger.
The victim. Hello? Oh, maybe I present it this way?
Take that!
The badger I saw was in actuality the dead victim's body.
What?
Agent Lang, the entirety of my complete logic is my final, decisive piece of evidence. The murder happened in the hallway of the haunted house at the time of the drop-off, and you can consider the moment I heard the mirror breaking to be the real time of death for Mr. Deacon.
No!
Maybe it was due to their fighting, or perhaps it was the life-shattering bullets. But no matter what the cause was, the hallway mirror was broken.
Huh. You were in the house at the time, right? Are you telling me that you missed the sound of a gunshot?
There were a variety of sound effects playing at the time, all for theatrics, I assume. The gunshot must have blended right in.
Yeah!
Now then, I'd like you to recall something for me. Who was it that was with the victim at the haunted house? Who was the one who had the opportunity to rob the victim of his gun and use it on him? It was you, Lance Amano.
I'm sorry! Oh man. It's not like I had a choice. Oliver turned on me all of a sudden. He snapped and turned violent right after I hung up with you. He shoved me to the ground and straddled me. I fought back as hard as I could. I grabbed his gun and I shot him. A bullet must have went through his body and shattered the mirror. If I hadn't taken his gun and shot him first, I would have been the one you found. He's a hardened criminal. He escaped from jail. See, that's justified self-defense. My boy was only trying to protect himself.
That remains to be seen and will have to be resolved in court. Agent Lang, I leave the rest to you.
As if you were the one in charge around here. I was always the one in charge. Guys, arrest these two and get them out of my sight. Well, wait! I had nothing to do with the murder. The only person you should be arresting is Lance. Dad! Sorry, but you're not slipping away that easily, Mr. Ernest Amando. You tampered with evidence so that you could cover for your son. What a great dad you are, willing to risk it all. Truly touching. By the way, do you know why I'm really here? And how could I possibly know the answer to such an asinine question? You wound me. I came all this way from across the sea just to see you, you know. You came to see me.
What's that supposed to mean?
I have a few things to ask you, Mr. Amano, about a case from 10 years ago.
A case from 10 years ago?
Oh, what's the name that you use here for that case?
Calling it now, DL6.
Shina!
Oh, it's a different one. It's known as the KG8 incident.
The KG8 incident?
Oh, so you remember it. Good.
then you'll recall that the trigger in that case was the Amano Group scandal. Specifically, the charge of an internal smuggling ring.
Smuggling. There's that word again.
At the time, the person that was arrested as the ringleader was Mr. Amano's very own secretary, Mr. Colin Devore.
Father!
Even though you pushed the crime onto your then secretary, Mr. Devore, I always suspected that you were involved with the smuggling ring, Mr. Amano. Mr. Devore was arrested in place of you, which is why when he broke out, you hid him from the police, right? You hid him in exchange for his silence on your little dirty secrets. Now. Please, calm down. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Pretend to be ignorant all you want. We're taking you down to the precinct anyway for a nice, long chat.
Who dat?
What the? Who the heck was that?
Wait, these dudes look familiar. Why do I recognize them? Especially the one on the bottom. Oh, wait. He's the... No, I don't quite remember. I definitely recognize him, though. Wait. Is he the other prosecutor? I'll take him down to the precinct if you don't mind.
And who the heck are you?
Yeah, Jack Portsman. He's not in jail? I'm Jack Portsman. I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case.
Oh, Jack, thank goodness you're here. Don't jerk me around. This is an Interpol case, so keep your paws off my suspect.
Sorry, but I can't comply. I've got the backing of the prosecutor's office. See, in this country, we prosecutors work with the police to bring cases to court. So if you could please cooperate with me here, that'd be great. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal?
Sorry, but I hate prosecutors. The whole lot of you. Guys, arrest the two suspects. Sir!
Come on now. He was in the first case. Yeah. It took me a sec, but I got there.
Oh, I almost forgot. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, is it? I'd like to thank you.
Thank me.
If you don't remember, this takes before the first case. Oh, that explains it. I was gonna say, because I could have swore he got arrested. That makes sense, though. Okay. A little confusing on the timeline, then. Okay. Got it. So the first case is probably closer to what we're building towards for the finale.
Yeah, for working so hard to fulfill my goal.
Hey, is that any way to thank someone? And what the heck is that supposed to mean?
You were so relentless with Lance that you forced Ernest to tamper with the evidence. Thanks to that, I finally had a legitimate reason to arrest him. So, how does it feel to bite the hand that feeds you?
The hand that feeds me? I'm not sure I follow.
It's no use pretending with me. You're the one, right? You're the corrupt prosecutor that's working for Mr. Amano in the smuggling ring, right?
No, I would never do such a thing.
I got a hunch I know who it is, though. Second case is the first one that happens. This is the one right after. Got it. Okay.
What the heck? Our intel's never wrong. In your prosecutor's office, there's definitely someone working with the ring.
For sure. This is definitely, it's definitely Portsman. The first one is actually after this when Edgeworth goes back to his office. That makes sense. And then we get Portsman, who's probably the one working with the ring, and that probably sets us up for a big finale to take down the ring.
Ah, so Agent Lang suspected my relation to Mr. Amano. That must be the real reason behind his antagonistic attitude.
On top of that, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? There were non-stop rumors flying around about forged evidence with that guy. You're not twisting the truth behind the closed courtroom doors too, are you?
The courtroom is a place where the truth is revealed.
Well, don't worry, it's not only you. The whole lot of you can't be trusted. A prosecutor who never lost in 40 years? Every defendant must be found guilty? Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies?
It would seem that his disdain extends beyond just me.
Fourth case also builds up for the fifth case. Yes, fourth case is really good, you'll see. We will. Oh, whoops.
Prosecutors, the courts. Why is this man so angry with all of us?
Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving.
I love the tag team pose.
So don't you forget it.
Please, wait. Agent Sheena. Why does Agent Lang hate all prosecutors so?
Lang is the head of a long-honored house of Lang in Zhangfa. The heads of all police-related divisions in that country were of Lang blood.
Were? What do you mean by that? Aren't they still?
They were revered, but that was long ago. They don't hold that sort of sway anymore. And it was all because of the courts.
How can that be?
A prosecutor once withheld and tampered with the evidence of one of the Lang detectives found. That evidence's purity was tarnished and cost the Lang family its honor and trust.
But not all prosecutors are like that.
Even so, Lang will never respect the court again, or any prosecutor.
So Agent Lang is a man who hates all courts and is unwilling to forgive the prosecutors.
Man, what a piece of work that guy is. Come on, Jim, we better catch up. Yeah. We've still got to deliver that thing to the old man after all. Scumbag.
Detective Gumshoe, I believe it's time we wrapped up and headed out ourselves.
Yeah, are you going home, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, I've done nothing but to be entangled in one mess after another since my return. If it's all right with you, can you drop me off at my office?
No problem, sir.
Excuse me?
Yes? What is it?
Thank you very much.
Ah, it's okay. No need to thank me, pal. Just doing my job as a detective.
I guess I was fooled pretty bad by Lance. Oh, cruel fate! What's a woman to do when she's been hurt by the one she loves? And to think I never realized my father was right there. I never said anything to him. I knew it! I'm a failure! Aw, there she goes again, talking to herself.
Miss Pops, I wonder if you know why your father participated in the kidnapping.
No, I have no idea.
Your father died while he was trying to stop Lance, which means that from the beginning he had no interest in the staged self-abduction.
Wait, then why did he...
I believe it was because of your presence, Miss Pops.
Me?
Lance realized that the two of you were related, which is why he used you as a hostage to coerce Miss Devore into cooperating.
Father...
As a felon, he could not tell you of his real relation to you. However, the Amano family butler at the very least, he was able to watch over you. It was all he could do, but that was the shape of his overflowing love for you. Go on, speak your mind.
that is... Thank you very much.
You're welcome, although there is no need to thank me.
No, Lawrence, stop. I mean, this man's so much older than you. She's funny. Looks like you've completely stolen her away, Mr. Edgeworth.
Way to go, sir.
Your technique is way beyond the level of a great thief.
What are you going on about?
Wow, your deducing skill may be sound, but you have no street smarts.
That's Mr. Edgeworth for you.
Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't figured out who I am at all. If you haven't remembered in all this time, I guess I'm gonna just have to say it. This isn't the first time we met, you know.
What do you mean, pal? Mr. Edgeworth? How do you know this girl?
Looks like you totally forgot me too, Gummy.
Gummy?
Here, maybe this'll jog your memories. I promised you I'd return this to you one day, remember?
That single piece of cloth took me back, far into my past. To that fateful day 7 years ago, when I first met the then child, Kay. And Detective Gumshoe.
Damn. Okay, so I'm getting the sense the next one's gonna be a flashback. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right. Well, we'll call that there for today. It is a really good one too. Sick. Well, we'll get to that tomorrow. I'm excited to see where that goes. Little update on the print here. It is progressing along swimmingly. This is the final panel, so once this finishes, I'm putting the roof on this motherfucker. And then I'm going to start the side panels. It's getting close. Yeah. It's starting to make that curve. Once the curve gets to this lip here, then it'll start doing the bridging, and after that, it's real quick. But that's gonna be a few hours from now. Let me see. Actually, I could check how long's it got left. Bump. Yeah, that's gonna take at least another hour and a half. But everything else is gonna be done soon. Gonna call it here for now. Have a good one. Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna head out too. So I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I appreciate y'all being here. And I hope to see you tomorrow. We're going to take on this case, knock it the fuck out, and it's going to be dope. Until next time, peace.
Pressing on like this, I've been waiting for a chance to find my bliss. I missed every opportunity that came my way. What can I say? I'm just holding on for the day, not getting paid. My girl loves me, feeling like a fae, I don't know where I'll be. A day, a week, a year from now, will I still be alive or will I rest in peace from the ground? Hear the sound of my own conclusion, ringing in my ears like it's my solution. If I ever take my life, charge my brain with collusion. Never stood a chance of taking shots at illusions. So what's the point of it all? Build myself a tower, let the world watch me fall. Is that the point of it all? Build myself a tower, let the world watch me fall. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. Sure don't know where I'm going. Keep looking for a win, but agony keeps on flowing. All the pressure to fit in has got me losing sleep. Folks don't care about your pain, just the success you reap. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when you make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. Drop, 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 drop. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop.